Today I'm going to go visit with my friend Becky Schade with Interstellar Orchard. Becky is a travel blogger. She has been on the road full-time solo RVing for about 5 years. I have come to know her as a really wonderful human being, and so I'm just really excited to share her with you.
Everybody, my name is Becky Schade. I am 33 years old and I have been a full-time RVer for 5 years. This is my home. It's a 17-foot Casita Spirit Deluxe and I've been traveling around the US and in since 2012. I've been single and traveling solo pretty much the entire time I've been on the road. I'm an introvert, identify as an introvert, and I like my space, so it does not bother me at all to go out into the middle of the desert and not have anybody around for weeks at an end.
We've pretty much been traveling together for a month tomorrow.
Yeah, it has been a month, hasn't it?
Yes.
It's been good.
So how is the difference between caravanning with pretty much other introverts, really, and traveling on your own?
It's been a really unique experience traveling with a caravan. I've really enjoyed it, first of all, for starters. Like, I've enjoyed the people, Joni and other people that we've been traveling with, and I think a lot of that has to do with our personalities. We all have to work to make a living, so it's not like we're always having to be social and doing stuff with each other. I have time on my own still to get my work done and to just recharge and be me, and that's been a great experience. Still having that time for myself in there. So because of that, I think it's worked really well. Another thing that I've really enjoyed about the way that we've been caravanning is that we're not all like, we have to leave at this time on this day and all travel together and arrive at the same time.
Right.
It's been a lot more relaxed. We've kind of been like, okay, this is the day we're gonna leave, and everybody just leaves when they're ready to, and we all get done what we need to get done, and then when we arrive at our destination, there's no time limit, there's no pressure there, and I think that's been a really good way to go around it.
I drive a lot faster than everybody else in the caravan.
Yeah, like Joni leaves and she's like gone, and all of us with trailers, we're like granny poking along at 60 miles per hour.
What would you like to tell YouTube?
First of all, it's okay if you are the kind of person who likes to travel with people and you're worried that you're going to hit the road and there's not going to be anybody around for you to interact with. There's definitely these kind of people out there. And it's okay if you're solo and by yourself and you're a little bit worried that you don't know what you're doing, because you're going to figure out as you go along. And it's okay if you are kind of a loner and you don't mesh with a lot of people and you're afraid people are going to see you as a hermit. You are going to meet the right people out on the road, like I've met Joni.
Yay!
And you'll be great, trust me.
So how did you start your blog? Did you start right away when you started traveling?
It was like a good 9 or 10 months before I hit the road. I bought my truck, and shortly after I bought my truck, I'm like, well, I guess it's time to start the blog. Back then, there weren't too many young single women on the road. And the whole idea was, okay, I'm going to start this blog, and as I figure things out, I'll kind of teach other people along the way about what I'm doing as I do it, and take it off from there. And I've really enjoyed writing, and still going today.
Nice. And so you're making your income from your blog now?
More or less, yes. I mean, it's not what most people would consider a full-time income. I still do some work camping on the side, which is working a seasonal job in exchange for an RV site and or pay. And when I do it, I get pay because pay. But yeah, I make money through my blog through 4 different areas right now. The first one is sales of a product. I wrote e-guides and I sell them through my blog, and the people who read my blog, they get to know me and trust me and they like what I have to say, and then they go and buy my product because they want more of what I've been putting out for free. The second way I make money is through a PayPal donate button on my site. It's just like a little tip jar kind of thing for people who are like, well, if you enjoy what I do, you can show your appreciation and throw like $1 in my chip jar. So that's another way I make money. And the third way I make money is through YouTube. I post YouTube videos, affiliate advertising. I'm sure you guys all know how that works. And the fourth way I make money is through my Patreon page. So like longtime fans can pledge to get to this special kind of almost like a community site sort of thing where they get exclusive information that isn't available just on the blog.
None of this is get rich quick, but we're not trying to get rich. We're trying to lead a really rich life, right?
Yes, exactly. I am not rich in funds, but I am rich in experiences.
So one of the things that Becky's really known for is information on work camping.
I kind of fell into work camping because when I hit the road, I didn't have another way to make a living on the road, and I was not independently wealthy. So I needed to come up with some other way to earn my keep, and I found work camping. Work camping is kind of it's a seasonal job where you stay in a fixed location for X amount of time and you exchange work for a site and pay. Not all of them get you pay, but the ones I've always focused on, the ones that I'm known for, are the ones where you get paid because,
right.
I mean, if you're hitting the road as a full-timer and you have to earn a living, you have to find a way to make money. I've done a couple different jobs. My most famous one that I'm known for is Amazon Camper Force, and pretty much everybody has heard of Amazon Camper Force program. They hire RVers to work in their warehouses in the busy season, which starts in October and goes up into Christmas, and they hire thousands of work campers. And the pay is decent, but it's a lot of hard work. It's 10-hour days on your feet the entire time. You're going to be picking up and moving boxes and products from place to place. And I did that for 5 seasons in a row, and that kind of made me sort of famous, I guess. Bob was like, yes, you're the girl who work camps. Maybe it's because of my age that I'm a little bit younger, and it might be because of my attitude that I always look for the positives in any experience I go into. But I've not found Amazon and other work camping jobs to be as big of a hassle as they are sometimes made out to be. Some people go into work camping and they're thinking, oh, I'm gonna get paid to RV. Well, no. You're gonna get paid, but you still have to work.
Yeah.
Amazon was hard work, but it was very much doable. And if you kind of stay out of the drama for seasonal jobs and you don't try to change everything and you just do what you need to do and go home and then enjoy the beautiful location that you're camping in, that's definitely the way to go about it. I've done national parks, working summers in national parks. I worked in Badlands my first year on the road, Zion National Park my second year on the road, and Yellowstone my third year on the road. And that's all been retail. Those jobs don't pay as much, but you do get to live in a national park, and that's kind of the reason you do those kind of jobs, is
right.
for the location. And the work tends not to be as challenging as working at Amazon is. And then the season everybody always has trouble with, the winter season. Because there aren't as many seasonal jobs that hire after Christmas gets over. From like January to March or April, there's kind of like this lull, and a lot of people who want to work camp, they have trouble with that time of year finding a paying job. And my secret for that is you don't have to look for RVing specific jobs. Like you can still go sign on with a temp agency or hire for temp positions that are not specifically tailored to RVers. The trick is, before you do that, research the area and make sure that there are RV sites around that you can afford. So it's a little extra step, but I found that's the best way to get through like those lean months at the beginning of the year.
That makes sense. And even better yet, look for places that have boondocking nearby if you are RVing in a boondocking capable RV
rig. Yeah, especially like out west, there are a lot of boondocking opportunities, and if you're working probably not in the major cities so much, but other places, you can definitely get to boondocking places and not have to pay for an RV site and make money. That's probably the ideal situation. I've written 2 different guides. The first one that I wrote was Solo Full-Time RVing on a Budget. A lot of keywords there. And that was kind of like an overview of how to do it when you're young, and it's got a chapter on money. The second one was The Little Guide to Dreaming Big, which is maybe for people who aren't quite ready to look into RVing yet, or are already on the road and they're looking for other ways to live happier, more fulfilling lives. And right now, because everybody has been asking for it, I'm working on a specific work camping guide. I'll probably be releasing that in June of this year.
The question that everyone asks solo women RVers is safety.
Safety, yes.
Okay, so what's your take on safety?
My take on safety, okay, here it is. My number 1 top secret, not so top secret, safety tip for solo RVing is practice common sense. That's the simplest way I can put it. There's a lot of bad press and bad media about horrible things that happen when you go out and you travel, but a lot of it's very sensationalized, and you hear about every single negative thing that happens on the road, and you don't hear about all of us RVers out here who have been traveling for months and years without having any sort of an issue. So first of all, it's not as prevalent a problem as people in the media make it out to be. And second, common sense is going to be your best deterrent, your best thing you can do. Just simple things like locking your doors, and when you're pulling into a new area, just kind of glancing around and getting in the vibe and seeing who's there camping already. It's so simple.
And remembering that your house has wheels. You don't have to stay anywhere you're uncomfortable.
Yeah, if you ever get a bad vibe, just drive on. Letting people know where you're camping, and letting your neighbors know, like, hey, I'm going to be stopping out, keep an eye on my stuff, you can kind of look out for each other that way with other RVers around. Particularly, I've noticed that with women, it's the fear of going boondocking and being out in the middle of nowhere. But to my way of thinking, that's where you're the safest, because criminals, like true criminals, they're not going to drive hours out into the bush on the off chance that there's somebody out there camping that might have something worth stealing. No, they're going to hang out in the cities where the easy marks are, right? Where they can kind of get away with things in a sea of anonymity because there are so many people around. The way I see it, the people you're most likely to have problems with are like drunk yahoos that dare each other on a bet to come out and mess around with an RV. And it's not really that they want to hurt you. They're drunk and they don't realize that they're doing stupid stuff. So that's why you lock your doors and you have mace or bear spray or whatever else you want to carry on with you for safety. Not as scary as people make it out to be. It's okay, people. I did have one, I guess my most interesting story on the road is in my first 6 months on the road. I didn't listen to a sign in Missouri that told me there was about to be a steep grade. I didn't put my truck into second gear and I lost my brakes going down into a canyon.
Oh no.
I was okay though, it was fine. I was able to come to a stop at the bottom and there was nobody else on the road, so that was alright. I guess learn from my mistakes, and if you see a sign that says steep grade ahead, even if you don't see any hills and it's not in an area that's known for hills, listen to the sign.
Yeah.
Don't be me.
Yeah, I've noticed. Pay attention to the signs. It's so easy to kind of zone out when you're driving, but all of those yellow signs, all those caution signs that tell you the grade, they tell you the corner speed, listen to all of those.
For sure. Since I tow a trailer, when I was just in a vehicle, like the speed limit signs going around curves tell you like, oh, 45 mile per hour curve, and if you're like in a regular vehicle, you can do it in 50, 55 miles per hour, and it's probably going to be fine. If you've got a trailer, you really do want to go 45. Like, you want to do what the sign says.
Well, and even with me, just in a vehicle, I'm kind of a high center of gravity, so I always pay attention to those signs too.
It's not as scary out here as it might seem, and caravanning with friends, fun thing. You definitely, the community on the road is very different from community in a fixed location. You're not going to have constant contact with other people, but when you do meet up with your RVing family on the road, it's like no time has passed at all. It's a great feeling, and it's different, and it takes some getting used to, but it's definitely worth nurturing. People can find me at interstellarorchard.com. That's my website and blog, and my YouTube channel, also Interstellar Orchard.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joni, for having me.
You are welcome. If you like this interview with Becky, I would suggest that you check out her blog, interstellarorchard.com, or you can check out her YouTube channel, again, Interstellar Orchard. And if something that we talked about made sense to you for someone you know, please share it, like it, comment, all of that stuff. And if you want to see more of this, just subscribe below. This is Joni with TheGalavan. Enjoy your journey.